have felt the pull, the desperate urge to stay, to explain yourself one more time, to justify your worth to someone who has already decided not to see it. Your voice rises, your heart races, and you stand your ground, thinking that if you just say the right words, you will finally be understood. But you are not understood. You are merely feeding a machine that runs on your energy. And in that moment you believe that leaving would mean defeat. But what if the opposite is true? What if the silent foot stepping away from the chaos is actually the hammer that shatters their reality? Imagine a storm raging at sea. The waves crash violently against the shore, demanding that the land move, that the land react. But the shore does not fight, it simply remains. The storm exhausts itself, roaring into the void, and eventually it dissolves into nothing. The shore did not lose the battle. It simply refused to participate in it. When you walk away, you do not run from the battle. You render the battlefield irrelevant. You know the scenario well. An argument with a partner, a friend, a colleague. The air is thick with blame. They hurl words designed to wound, to provoke, to pull you into the mud with them. Every instinct screams at you to defend yourself, to prove them wrong, to make them see the truth of your intention. You stay because you care. You stay because you want resolution, but you are staying in a fire that only burns you. The pain point is this: you believe that your presence is necessary for their understanding. You believe that if you leave, you are admitting fault. You are terrified that your silence will be interpreted as weakness, or worse, as guilt. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics enters like a cool hand on a fevered brow. They understood a secret that the ego cannot comprehend. The Stoics knew that the only thing you truly possess is your own mind. Everything else, the opinions of others, their anger, their approval, is merely on loan from the universe. It is not yours to keep or to control. Epictetus, the great philosopher who was born a slave, taught us that it is not events that disturb people, but their judgments concerning them. When you stay in a toxic exchange, you are judging the event as something you must fix. You are judging their words as something you must answer. But if you shift your judgment, if you see their outburst as merely the noise of a disturbed mind that is not your own, the entire event loses its power. When you walk away, you are not running from them. You are walking toward yourself. Consider the ego of the person you leave behind. The ego is a fragile construct. It requires constant feeding. It needs validation. It needs an audience. It needs you to react, to cry, to argue, to plead. Your reaction is the electricity that keeps their ego alive. When you withdraw your attention, you pull the plug. Seneca wrote extensively on the nature of anger. He observed that anger is a temporary madness. It is a storm that must burn itself out. But if you stand in the middle of that storm, you will be scorched. By walking away, you give the storm nothing to fuel it. You leave it to die in its own emptiness. Their ego will not understand this at first. It will scream louder. It will send messages. It will try to pull you back in with accusations or with false sweetness. This is the final thrashing of a beast that realizes it is losing its source of power. Do not return. Your silence is not weakness. It is the most profound strength they have ever encountered. It is a mirror reflecting their own instability back at them, and they will not like what they see. But let us turn the lens inward, for this philosophy is not merely a weapon to wield against others. It is the foundation of your own fortress. How often do you refuse to walk away from your own thoughts? How often do you stay trapped in a cycle of overthinking, replaying a conversation, dissecting a mistake, punishing yourself for something that has already passed? This is the same battle fought on the internal plane. Your own mind becomes the toxic person you cannot leave. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who mastered the art of inner peace while ruling the known world, reminded himself constantly of the need to retreat into that inner citadel. He wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. You must learn to walk away from the thoughts that do not serve you. The thought that whispers you are not good enough. The thought that replays a past failure. the thought that obsesses over a future you cannot predict. These thoughts are invaders. They demand your attention, they want you to stay and fight, but you are the gatekeeper of your own mind. You have the absolute authority to walk away from them, to let them dissolve in the silence of your awareness. This is the identity shift that changes everything. You are no longer the person who needs to be heard. You are the person who knows that the only voice that matters is the one within. You are no longer the person who begs for respect. You are the person who respects themselves enough to leave a room where respect is absent. You are no longer the slave to reaction. You are the master of response. The moment you choose to walk away, you reclaim your power. You are saying, without a single word, that your peace is worth more than their approval, that your sanity is worth more than this argument, that your time is worth more than their drama. Let them sit in the silence you leave behind. Let them feel the weight of their own words with no one there to catch them. Let them wonder why you are not crumbling. They will search for a reason. They will blame you. They will tell themselves you are cold. But deep within their own fortress of ego, a crack will form. Because they have encountered something they cannot manipulate. They have encountered a soul that is no longer for sale. And you, as you step away into the quiet, will feel something you have not felt in a long time. You will feel free. The air will be cleaner. Your shoulders will drop. The chaos will fade into the background because you have chosen not to carry it. Walking away is not a loss. It is the final victory of the spirit over the noise. It is the ultimate declaration that you are the author of your own life and you will not hand the pen to anyone else. So when the world comes at you with its demands and its judgments and its petty wars, remember the shore, remember the silence, remember that you hold the power to leave at any moment. And in that leaving, you will find yourself. No, as you were, reactive and weary, but as you are meant to be, whole, quiet, unbreakable. If this reflection has stirred something within you, if you feel the pull toward that inner fortress, then walk with us. Subscribe to continue this Stoic Philosophy 420. No for us, but for yourself, for the peace that waits on the other side of the noise.